Hi, Andrea. Thank you for
Hi.
doing this testimonial with me today.
Yeah, I'm glad to do it. Excited.
So, can you tell our viewers, tell our watchers a little bit about you and your business and where you're at before we started working together?
Okay. Well, I'll start with like the before because it's a bit of a story. So before I was with um, Beachbody and MLM, and I was struggling in that business, just trying to figure out how to do things differently so I didn't sound spammy and whatever. I just felt like there was a different way of doing it and knew that coaching could be really valuable. So um, I forget how I ended up jumping on. It was with the Mompreneur Project, I think.
Right. It was almost a year ago because I launched that
Yes.
program January 2017.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I was hoping that that would help me like figure out some smart ways of running the business so that I wasn't like spinning my wheels. And yeah, so just through that, realized that Beachbody just wasn't for me. It didn't make sense, and for a number of reasons. And the other thing that I had going on was having my blog. I have my own blog for plant-based recipes, and
Hmm.
that was something that I had wanted to grow over time. Um, so yeah, just after praying about it, and I think getting clarity through the Mompreneur Project program, um, yeah. So now I do my own. I'm like going. My focus is more on the blog itself right now.
Hmm.
Growing that. So I feel like, yeah, like it's a like kind of a transition. Not quite a 360 because I did have the blog
Hmm.
already, but yeah. So right now, I focus on plant-based recipes, and I do want to get back into coaching, but doing it differently than what I was doing with Beachbody, and just helping support people in healthy living and making healthy choices.
So, what are some specific changes you've seen over our time together in your business? Like, have you developed new programs? Have you grown your list? Like, what are some definite transitions you've seen in your business?
Yeah, well, I think being more intentional in developing my own products. So starting to get like I developed like a fall-based recipe ebook,
Which
and
is so good. I love it.
yeah, and that's given me plans to do other seasonal ones because I've always wanted to write a cookbook. So I feel like this is a good way of getting my hands wet in that. So finally bringing to fruition some of the things that I wanted to do and where I feel like I'm excited about it, like it feels true to me, because some of the other things I was wrestling with is like some aspects of being like you're having your own business under an
Mm.
MLM is that it's still somebody else's stuff. So I think just feeling confident and owning my piece of things was huge. And I think in general, just having confidence in um, like creating products and like going after the things that kind of have been in my heart and that I want to do.
Mm.
Um, and I feel too like going through the program, like it's given me tools and ideas to be more strategic instead of just kind of, I don't know, trying a million different things in a million different programs. I feel like, especially in the past 4 months where I really started to focus on my blog and wanting to build that, I feel like with the help of your coaching and seeing like possibilities in what is working, that I've been able to like kind of push out all that noise of like other
Mm.
things that kind of come in. So that's been really valuable.
Yeah, and I can say that's kind of my reflection on our time together too, is that you got a lot more streamlined and a
Mm-hmm.
lot more focused in what you want and how you want to achieve it.
Right, right.
And that's
Yeah,
been the coolest thing is on my end, seeing what you've done in that.
yes. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as growth, like my numbers aren't where I want them to be. I mean, I'm moving them up, but I think the main thing for me, it almost feels like this is a foundational year, like of just building and
Hmm.
starting to. I think the other big thing, the takeaway too, is just like consistency, how important consistency is. And I'm not there yet, but it's kind of like having the knowledge is sometimes a first step, like knowing what you need to do. And then I'm just trying to chip away at actually doing it. So.
Yeah, I love it. So what's one of like, if you could culminate one thing that you've learned during our time together, what's that like one biggest takeaway that you have? We've talked about a lot of them, but like what's
Yeah, I know.
one?
Takeaway. I think overall it's the ideal client, like getting to know who your ideal audience is and what they want. Yeah, and again, I still feel like I need to work on that area, but again, knowing it and like, and trying to drill down and get at like their pain points, you know, and like how you talk about it. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway, because you can have like the greatest, you can come up with the coolest product, but if it's not going to match what your person needs, it doesn't matter. It's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I agree. So I think that's really important for a lot of us, you know, in our businesses, is knowing exactly who we're talking to, because if we're not using, you know, the language or speaking to the pain points that they identify, they're not going to understand the need for your services.
Yeah.
So how have you been going about kind of realizing that? Like, what sort of action steps are you taking in order to understand who your ideal client is and how you solve her pain points or their pain points?
It's kind of funny because one of the things is just paying more attention to me and like what my pain points are and like, or what they were, because like I've heard over and over again from you and from other people, it's like, you know, your ideal client is often the person that you were, you know, like so many, however many steps or years or whatever ago. And so I think paying attention to that, and also what I am looking for, because it has to excite me as well. But I'm also looking at like in, because I use ConvertKit for my newsletter, is like looking at maybe where I'll get more views on a post, like based on, since I do a food blog, right? It's like most of it is recipe titles. So kind of like gauging maybe on views or clicks, like what recipes seem to kind of pique somebody's interest a little bit more, and then using that information to, I don't know, like come up with other recipes that seem to, yeah, like encourage people to.
If someone was on the fence about enrolling in a program or a service or a course with me, what would be the advice that you tell them?
Yeah, I would say like having a coach is like something that definitely moves your business forward. All right, so yeah, so if you're on the fence, I would say like go for it. That having Allison as a coach has really helped give me the confidence and clarity, and that I think is so important to move your business forward. And yeah, I just think, especially being able to work like one-on-one and really focus in on what are kind of the pain points in your own business is very helpful. So just say go for it.
I love that advice. Wait, Andrea, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure working with you. I'm going to miss our time together, but I can't wait to see where your business goes in 2018.
Yeah, awesome. It's been a great year, actually. Yeah.
It has. It's been a whole year off and on working together. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.